Ene eye kita won sabosmene da ye toso edunu memu ahamu akwa abada se so Adom TV de aduru so no eye Premotobre Kasee don hwe ba kontamde ni nyina eso mo nsem no de obetie bi ene se apomodin soafo kwaku agema menu a kire mahu hia ne hia se eye Sputnik V enuro no na wo pro bi ma ne ya dantemu no ato nuro no e de abre o my Ghana sansom ena abeto dwa se mpedifo susu se abrante wanya mfisi aduasa nipa bonfo bi e di nawu ahuri na mu ato yesu tinimu e wo kaso a adwadifo yi ananu adom kopie mu agye nkotokudi ama ne bofo akọhọ mu kohwe sanye bia na adwadie wo nsem etese wo afoforo binum kawere mu na donhwe ba komedi ni nyina eso mo se ne so se dem live o Facebook and YouTube ya Adom TV na watumi ahwe mo hwe na wo share na wo subscribe YouTube nso na afi wo tani o notification sabi abri be call live no ubenya notification watumi aba be hwe bi comment nso fafa ne kenka e ma shade nso se DSTV ni Go TV nso ya dem live Mama di Mama G Empire o Instagram ono na afọ matare ho eka wo hia me ayi afrem anoche wa ba ajwa se wa me basisia afe natural sense nsem ni nchemu na me dey etwaso no kwaku agye menu swafo no no hwapom de ho nsem so wo mayi mu na watima kopiem wo bakron bedwako ya mpanimfo apaso won hwehwe COVID-19 Sputnik V enuro ne to no awi ase na Ghana fo eka ese adantemufo bi abamu ma ebo a wo mo eto ama Ghana no ano wode na panyine kasa no wachese ne ho akohia sanse de oye nuro ne se won to ma Ghana so emfiri po emma ye hoje se wode fa adantemufo so eno ne ba asa na brahye bedwam ye ntie se de komotwetwe de siko.
He came for the negotiations to demonstrate availability. That 15,000, the Sputnik V is, developed such that you have a different vaccine for the first dose and a slightly varied one for the second dose. So they brought us 10,000 first dose and 5,000 second dose. So when it was becoming imminent that they couldn't supply, we insisted that we couldn't get them take the vaccines back. So they should bring us a complement of the 5,000 first dose that is left. And that is how come we got it that way. So they eventually brought us the second supply of 5,000 doses, which actually made it first dose 10,000, second dose 10,000, as a complement to be able to utilize these vaccines.
To Exhibit 8, is that the letter dated yesterday, 14th July 2021?
Yes, please.
And can you read aloud the content of the Exhibit 8?
I read to you in reference to the vaccine supply agreement dated 9th March for the supply of the Sputnik vaccine in order to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic. As you are aware that we have already expedited the first delivery of Sputnik vaccines by supplying 20,000 doses to Ghana. However, since then, we have endured a series of challenges due to the late delivery of vaccine and limited availability of stock for both component 1 and 2. The shortage of supply of vaccines is a global issue, and the challenge being faced major vaccine suppliers. Furthermore, we are working in collaboration with our partners and are continuously deploying our best efforts to resolve the continuity of supplies for Ghana. In the interim, if the government wishes to source the vaccine from some other supplier until this issue is resolved, we are ready to cooperate with the government to meet the country's requirement. Given our cordial relationship with the government, we wish to terminate the vaccine supply agreement. We hope that when the supplies are restored, we will be able to re-engage on new terms and follow the due process for that purpose. We look forward to continuing working closely with the government to further enhance the bilateral ties existing between our two brotherly countries.
This company that demonstrated proof by making available some doses is simply saying it is unable to supply. And as we speak, per this letter, there is no contract.
The implication, that is so. They are not just terminating yesterday. After we have signed the contract, they gave us 2 weeks to supply the first 300,000 we ordered, based on our ability to give them letters of credit as part of the terms of the agreement. Our letters of credit delayed, and it got to them sometime. Then they came back after they have confirmed that they had run out of stocks. So Russia was going to supply them more stocks, and they will supply us within 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we inquired, and they said they still hadn't got the supplies. So we started engaging them that if that is the matter, they should permit us amicably to withdraw from the contract so that we can do something different to find vaccines for ourselves, because our faith in them to supply was winning. So we continuously started pushing pressure on them. They gave us July delivery, and it's like we have been pressurizing them to give us the vaccines to no serious avail. And then yesterday, they said us, actually they gave us verbal invitation, verbal notice that they will not be able to supply any longer. And so we requested, they then terminate the agreement, which they had actually done. So as we sit here, I believe there's no contract between the two of us. Knowledge, we haven't done any payment as yet.
But when you issue an LC, it's an instrument of payment. And I don't know, I've read the LC site, but partial performance is allowed. They can draw on whatever that they've supplied. And then the rest of the instruments.
I would say this LC was done on site. They cannot draw until we inform the bank that we have received, which we haven't done as yet.
The companies are two, Al Maktoum and SL Global. Is SL Global a Ghanaian company?
SL Global, to the best of my knowledge, is a Ghanaian company.
And what has become of that contract?
To issue an LC for SL Global.
Honorable Minister, please clarify. If you say you've still not issued an LC, it doesn't answer the question whether or not the contract subsists.
For now, the contract will exist. But because of the scarcity, again, SL Global is also giving us indications of the fact that they will not be able to supply.
Yen free Brashebe Germany and Kopium Western North, Mantam no emu. Na assembly members are one more at one Bumwa, one of my yen Kabomuku, Nene, Wayan Central Funchemu, a Jumedian Wasiano, what the other Stradium more day to Ghana, Benny say, a Camille says a one more assembly members, or me, dear one some, a baby babia and shed them wow, Mutisa, my and share, no one to tell me a dear one some more 1 year, while by a name with seafood deal, where ye Mantam ni more, and say, or better Obama one.
Western North Ghana Association of Assembly Members with Trinity friend and Gam. Eye one munshia mu ewo adabokrom ye wo bia East Mensin ni mu no na panyimpa wo da ekuo ya no ya wo science assembly man owo asanwen so ye wo bebia ni anyaso bekwai Mensin ni mu ya ne din ene Frank Nelson aka edito ya mane buni ene mu se enya de a abato a wo de ba beyi Mensin akrachefo ewo wono Mensin ni mu ho no wo de won ho ebehye agesa aban edi ne bosha ahodo a What the share one money in also. What to asre aban say. Omomodian say at the Sredia assembly members at their tune anymore. Obeyama one more. And son no mama to about whatever be mentioning cratch a hold on ever mentioning anymore.
Yensen Minan say Barco, Didi Kind. They say ye are to abandon him say. Why ye na yenya electoral area fund. Ye did to abandon him no. Yente Honshi. Ye toss me you know. Ye as brush your house and 7 so. Assembly member over ye Juma and 9. Oh, kwa na it is kabi ede eja okwan se eska sem no so abano enka ho hwe saa nso na ye say abani ntua ye ka at the end of the month monthly allowance enso abano nka ho hwe na de twa ye nsuru mu kura ne say motorbike a ede bedi adwuma abana kwakra motorbikes bia ba saa motorbike no minu ya okuhu motorbike na enso ani enu nti na wie ya frem say ye ka kira abano say niema edi tu nanim before say be to abano na ediko to abano anim sa na ma we nyina sa abano antimi antu na mo anya maya appointment of MMDCs no enche beba na ba ye Western North Assembly members there say ye betu no abutu bia out empe say be any MC bia be adwuma until say abano bitie yensema ye ka
ye free hono mo na ye mese enko agye kotoku enche bia ene adwadifo no dodo no akanka agye nifo no etumi kopie mo hono mani hono wono mudi wo mudi adwuma na yenwa be ma Prince owusu asi do kopie mo ayenkobu sasaje bia no edwadie ho nsam te se wo Prince se na ne edwadie ho nsam ekoso agye kotoku
Yo anachiwa masom ewo Agin Kotoku market. Enche ye bia se ne na enim se ye nuanom no mo aboblohia mo beduru ha no. Me no ka se de enne market na aso. Wo beduru ha hu se jena amanfo efi miamia eba ha ebeto no esewani na ense ka kire. Ye twa mfoni a kire wi. Ye se ne jena egu a ye mamunim bi aba samre omo pake edi gugu kiamu edi ko miamia bebre na ye ne eye secretary a oda jena foi ano Osman Muhammad twetwe nkomo ebisa ne se sana adeton etie abra omo ba ha yi sana ne ma ekoye mo akọ abade ba Adom TV so se adeton etisen
adeton de wonu se uba baby foforo a kakra ba ya kura se na hunu no expect no sa omo ba adeju no ekosu kakra ntie da orada ase de asida be man yankopon
me ba ha me hu se tracks bi esisia mo tracks ni so far na jene dodo se no motime
so far ya almost about 15 tracks. Yeah, 15 tracks were her so far. So far, I 15 tracks. And we are crying almost 12 tracks. Into Dudu no more start to say Omo Omoba into Omoba tracks no more start to say Omo Kwanu. The yesterday say Kwanu the Omo complaining Kwanu pa drivers no complain no Kwanu so into the yesterday say Abayin Beshes no why am I.
Na most yesha jene ye gugu hoyi ba ko saying.
Kotoko no usha we say 4,450 we say which a chair we are say 450 usha so uba ha ube hu a chair bit say we enu na galminu enu say 500 from Niger 500 Ghana and we from Nigeria enu say 450 sana ejuanu eko ende
amanfo fimiamia ba moteso mo compare agbogloshi na price na amateso anasene
would compare agbogloshi this time price no atusu because formerly you agbogloshi by this time agene was 600 650 but usha by this time they are above from
okay also tonjene ewa ha
yeah me tonjene wa
branch where you are
me branch ni ahaya
within the same
me dia Hadi Said yeah
DNT and ana ojina he
o me jina jene market me na me yo jene from treasure ya ba dia ni e de yame ase e market ni ekosu fine ye ni problem bia wa this market ni kwa na die bibia ya kama maye
alright mama ne mama fo ni bi so entwetwe nkomo be hu se mama fo na mo ba ha ebi fi Accra ebi fi Malamata CMB ya mama ye mo akọ ababa Adom TV so me hu se weni abre pa
mi fi circle odona
o to jene
mbeto akọ ye de omu ba ha no loli fe na ekun ye o sanse ni ye gi ye ni sisi ye gi ye double nti e sa ukoton ana hu so aye se ni obenya nyina akoye loli fe asem wehu but ye ni ohyen bia ya tumi ni omu abaye de wo ni ohyen bia tinu ani se ni ya beto ni sa ni yeko
eti o to dodo se
o me yi be ye miensa
o koton o circle
me koton o circle do na market oho na mi ton
okay mama fo ni bi so e wa ha a omo so aba etu jene no ye ne ebi so entwetwe nkomo ye twamfoni ni e wa ha kire mu a aha eye Agin Kotoku market ye be pie mu ye wa ha na ehun se amanfo na wo mu eni abre a wo mu aba eto jene e wa ha ye maame e wa ha ma oba be fa jene bi akọ
mpacho ai
na ufi hin na oba ha
me fin san me dey call prison park mpacho ai
dodo sen na oba so akọ
oh me to 2 bags pe
2 bags etinu wo hwa se na price ne tie na ebe boa odumadi a odi won sa
mpacho no bu ye din so e me eduma no mende
eti kanene na akọ agbogloshi na koto ana sen na net ye wuti so
first me to me ko agbogloshi na me koto e se ade abem ti
aboa won
mpacho aboa no
mama fo ne do so pa e wa ye mama ba ko so wa mama won so ye hu se o so di dwa wa se
aha ye na ba bia mo bo apata no mo wi a ho be boa e Fisa jene na pemframa. Sebe ya empro. Nti anu ni yehwe nim se aban be bomodi aye hwa ma ni ato akotena.
Se unso mo bo apata ho de na wo kire ncheche.
Esa apata na ne ye pese wo mu wi a ni ye tu kotena so mu stores no nkrofo dia. Na chese ya to ama store fo nso anya kwan abetra ma ye nyina ye digwa ne kama. So what you say?
Eti mama ye compare ha any agbobloshia unhu ha ne sen.
Aha na agbobloshi de na agbobloshi ye. Esu meka ne se ehon so ye hyase esa ansa na betintim ye nti aha nso ya hyase ebeba be ye yi.
Na je se o kire ma ha so ye.
Aha nso ye.
Environment na ekoyi.
Oh ekoyi.
Mama bo fa mu ye won.
Ai.
Ye ba ye hu se bi mo kra nhihye ni bi a kama.
Ah ne ye.
Kane na edi kan ba ha ye hu se na refuse container eni ha. Na ye de tu dwa na ye hu se omo de refuse container kese pa be si wo. Ama bola omo ye wa ha no. Omo asise ni na e de egum. Me no ka se kra no market women bi a omo tonton ade e wo CMB ni de keka ho omo ni dwom omo wo kwa ho no. Omo ni na be salai e wa ha. Se omo ti saje nkotoku market e pagya no. Omo ba e be hu MC no. Na MC ni mpe baby enfa omo enhye wa ha. Enti me no ka se omo gu ha cho a samre omo e twen enya baby na ya mom na omo e de aton wa de. Adin kotoku market.
Ma ye nyina mom. Edwa de si ye nyina bom a na efe na edwa na tintim. Nti yi sinema wo mo baby no ombe ka ye ho na enye fe.
Ye ma me agi atum so me ka ho na enye fe na ze wagi atum mu ni na mo ka mom. Na o man Ghana entumpon yes. Sa adin kotoku a report. Me jemu e de ama anochewa e wo studio so
na ye free agent kotoku na afa yasan yakomrahye bedwam ya mane boni ogina mu ho ma ye ya Adedenekpo akwati asante asiedu A4 on egina na me enko na afa ye nyinchemu fa health minister committee akopia ni mu na Abed ma ha wona ogina wone health minister nsam odi atodwa no bone tofa ma ye ne
yo and committee as speaker of parliament eti say omonye hwehwemu emfa Sputnik V vaccine aban kokoto ye say o de ba so COVID-19 ano no ya de so mo oba asetena na mu na so afọ no ne hwe apomudi ho sensem onunya fokoko agima manu ba be pie committee na nim na oni committee na didi nsawoso no de two committee na nim say Premotobre Kasee de ya de say aban ni juma ko mienu ye nhihye juma ko ba ko ne friend SL Global ene ba ko so kan ho ye businessman be na say obi described as middleman a friend Sheikh Maktoum on so aban ni yes nhihye we na ni sem kan mu no de to bia say aban issue ade be friend letters of credit issue commitment and I say show mkutu passe ade say omo are ready say your vaccines no na o de to bia say ade say company and I say midday money ya friend Sheikh Maktoum ade say o supply 20,000 doses of COVID-19 Sputnik V vaccine be the aban and Premotobre Kasee the letters of credit pen aban e de amasa adwumaku and I say ankronkre na mumnya de say aban atu sika bia e de ama esa shake we na mum SL Global so de say omumfa letters of credit bia e ma omo na aseba kwa de two just say endra da ya 14th July 2021 so I found to committee na me say Jumaku no and I say shaking adding krata abre aban say enya de a obetimi ni a supply COVID-19 vaccines ni biomti Premotobre Kasee de ama terminate agreement na the government of Ghana e won nti committee members ni bisa so afọ ni say Premotobre ama supply Ghana 20,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines e kwan ben of us obeti om kana so afọ ni two just say they say na so no ene Jumaku and I say shaking no Jumaku no ebedi sa wo so no mahwe okwan ombetimi afa so a ombetimi dey say sa sika we and I say letters of credit no the mine on body hu sika beba na I'm not sure about we and so dan chen this is so funny to just say Attorney General and Minister for Justice mu say omo advice say omo fa nhihye bi and I say nhihye bi atisa bi and emra parliament na parliament entimi ratify na so monji ntum ansa na ban betimi akoso adisa djuma ye wakoso adijuma emum minister no sade to just say nti a otu sa na mo na wa ma parliament COVID-19 ba ya na ban hu no obeye bia tese na ne ho akire na tese enema bia na sa na mo bi opi opeso otu nya vaccines e de be wo Ghana for ne Ghana for ho tom ɛno nti na otu saa na ma na mmom wohwɛ executive instrument a parliament agye to mu ɛma aban anaasɛ president sɛ obetumi de ato COVID-19 so ko no ɛno wo so na ogyina yɛ anaasɛ ogyina saa nhyehyɛ no so kɔkɔyɛ saa agreement no nti na wantumi ama parliament ama mmɛgye approval nti sabre deɛ ɛde sɛ so afɔ no de saa nsɛnsɛm wɔ etu dwa no committee no ɔmo agyan ne sitting ɔmo ka sɛ yɛwɔ atwɛn mu sɛ yɛ ɛda adwoɔda ɛbɔ 10 a.m. ɔmo bɛba na ɔmo aba bɛto ɔmo dwumadie so na anɔkye ɔba ofiri ɛyɛ sitting ɛhɔ a ɛde sɛ yɛwɔ atwɛn mu sɛ attorney general and minister for justice ora Godfred yɛbɔ adame ɛnɛ sɛ ɔba bɛpie parliament ɛde nsɛm bi afɔ hwɛ JB dankwa MP a na ɔdi dwuma ma amanfoɔ mu ɔbɔ kɔ nɔfo a nipa bɔnefo bi kɔkɔ gye ne kra firi ne nsɛm ɛna afei so MP ɔgyina hɔ ma amanfoɔ a wɔwɔ mfanteman onanyamfoɔ ɛkɔ Hayford a ɔno nso amanfoɔ bi kɔkun no ɛna woyɛ no so da nkyɛn a Ahmed Swale a ɔno no yɛ investigative journalist ɔno nso nipa bi kɔkun no ɛna afei so Professor Benny a na ɔkyerɛ wɔ University of Ghana no so ade sɛ yɛwɔ atwɛn mu sɛ attorney general ɛbɛba parliament de gyinagyina investigations anaasɛ hwehwɛmu ɔma yɛfa saa kunkum wɔ nyinaa ho nti ɛno so yɛwɔ ha sɛ yɛwɔ atwɛn mu sɛ minister ne ba bɛbie mu ɔbɛdwafia na ɔde ho nsɛnsɛm a ɔbɛto mu anim a yɛbɛsi bia na yɛade sɛ yɛde bɛbrɛ yɛahwɛfoɔ no ma hu ne ɛkɔ so abɛdwafia
yɛda se ɛne amanebɔ yɛ ɔde firi mmarahyɛ badwama brɛ Abednego akwasi asante asie du gyina ya nan mu ɛwɔ yɛ mmarahyɛ badwafie na sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ no ɔbɔ ne tofa ama yɛ no yɛmfiri hɔ no mu na yɛnkɔ adwura nsɛnsɛm emu na abadwako yɛ mpanimfoɔ pa ɔyɛ sɛ wɔn ɛnyɛ ntenaseɛ na afei adwura nsɛm etututu wɔn yɛ mu hwehwɛ mu deɛ ɛtɔ so nson no akɔ so na adwura nifa hene na ɔsɛe kwadwa nsɛm bi yɛ ɔtɔ so mmienu na etumi kopie ɛyɛ abadwako no anim no wɔkyerɛ sɛ na ho akɔhia sɛ wɔn mo frɛ mpanimfoɔ anasa asrafoɔ na ɔbɛboa sanse maburu ne du baabi no na wɔn mo ate nkensensɛsɛ japade nye post station ko a eti ɛka ho bi ɛna ma wɔn mo frɛ mpanimfoɔ sɛ wɔn mra na ɔmɛboa na yie ɛnto yie
committee a yɛpa ɔmo sɛ ɔmo nye hwehwɛmu ɛmfa adwura ntawantawa num no wɔn atena se ɛwɔ prempɛ assembly hall ha deɛ di kan onimnyamfo sam no sɛ mensa ɛbaayɛ afei wɔn ɔmo adehyeɛ apirapira wɔn ɔmo adehyeɛ afiri mu ɔmo nyinaa nso aba bɛka ɔmo deɛ nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ nso atena se aka deɛ ɔmo nso ɛkɔ yɛ ɔmo kɔ hu yɛ ɛnɛ deɛ yi adwura sub traditional council no ɛnso ɛbaayɛ ɛde ɔmo nsɛm ɛbɛto adwa deɛ ɛkasa yɛ no ɛyɛ nana kwadwo ansa bi ɔtɔ so emienu wɔn ɛyɛ adwura nifa hene.
On the 26th of June 2021, in the evening about 4 p.m., a group of young men rushed to the palace of the Nijraine. They claimed that in the morning, they reported to the police that one Ibrahim Mohammed, otherwise known as Kaka Macho, had been assaulted by some unknown assailants. And when they reported to the police, up to the time they came to the palace, they had not seen any police action by way of visiting the crime scene. They therefore had to go back to the police station and, as it were, force the police to take action on the said report.
Committee a emranimni George Kumsin eda ano no ehya asese omu busabusa nana ensem kakra ama omu busa ne se omu susu se enam se bambofo no ankeka omu hunti ena kofa sa ho we eba ya na ono so eyi ano.
Do you think if the municipal police commander had been proactive in the complaint lodged by the youth regarding the assault on Kaka, it would have degenerated to the level that it got to?
I believe those who did what they did would have done the same thing.
In your view, do you think, looking at the conduct of the demonstrators, there was the need for the deployment of the military on that day?
I believe getting them in was a good thing.
Ochinada committee no ebetena se e okokwa mu na mo ahwe ensem aba omanim ni nyina omasan abo akire ebiemu ede fiada de won betena se amansem twerefo nso aba behwe de ebekoso enu ebie ye hwe ni mu se committee betimi de omudwumadie nyina aba na wieye na omde omon krata akwakoma Ghana mampanin nana awuku denchembo amane ebonie
na hwase egusua edi akire omuyi kokom de ni firi ho na wie firi tine kono ebeba bia betan akoso na ye de asomo yensan komrahye bedwam ebiemu na mrahye bedwam achia mehene Alban Kingsford Samana Backburn asese asin Central mrahye bedwani Canada Japan wonkopiemu awo ye privileges committee no anim no monhwe sentre ne a wabo Erastus Asaredon kono se yade a etia eye mrahye bedwano mra bia no a asotwe esefata no wonwene ho na wonfama no
mrahye bedwamu no na mrahye bedwani a wogina ma won mu a wowo Tamale North etwe mrahye bedwano adwene eba entreni bi a mrahye bedwani a wogina ma won mu a wowo Asen Central edi abo multimedia nsem training Erastus Asaredonko ya wode to mrahye bedwam twa mehene animu se ankebe ya won twe Canada Japan ase efanko privileges committee no anim na wonye sanse mimu enhwehwemu.
Mr. Speaker, for those utterances to be attributed to the committee chairman of this House, Mr. Speaker, I think it calls for the attention of this House, for the chairman of the Committee of Defense and Interior to go public and urge that the president, the commander-in-chief, beats people, physically assaults people. He says, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, that if he were the president of Ghana, he would have ensured that the said journalist, Erastus Asaredonko, is beaten mercilessly. Mr. Speaker, he says that, in fact, Erastus Asaredonko should be beaten seriously. And, Mr. Speaker, this comes in the wake of another such utterances he made in relation to Ahmed Swale.
Enwachi ena mrahye bedwamu chia mehene Alban Backburn eje asemu a Tamale North mrahye bedwani no edeto nanimu no etum ya wo share privileges committee no se wono munye hwehwemu emfa santre ne bono ho na afi asotwe a esefata no wono munkyere na wonfama Canada Japan.
Outside debating issues or on radio or TV, you don't have that right, that privilege, that immunity to just say anything because you are a member of parliament. Not at all. We are not above the law. It's for good reason, because you represent a large number of people. You should be given the full immunity to be able to say what the people say they want you to say. That is why you say it here. So please, the committee should go into the matter, submit the report, and I want to urge the House to do this as a House. It was something that affects the whole House, including all members.
The address for no, read assault master jina we multimedia ye campaign. Adom Branta ye debo ye homoden se kwanso jojo ho nsem begina brand dam te tobia ye mre TROTRO mu campaign wono na ne me no ka say Madina Zongo Junction wo gina ye nhwe so kada riders no mu di mraso anasa dada na dam te woteme nka so mu en dia na ekoso Madina Zongo Junction
Anochoma medase na ende Adom TROTRO campaign ready asoma segina no ye de aba eye Zongo Junction Madina na putufu o hye me eye bebia me jame me left a mami o hye eye kokoya o hye na o hye ko papa no jana nchen a cha ahade discipline ekoma omo na mfom no oye na dwe se o twam ifa o twam kra obesia betwam afa ye camera guy nanim ena papa na o hye reflector no wasano meno kase wasano sisi ase on sanson kwanachi na onko yusu eye foot bridge no na ahade omo manyade o mema no kwan no omo twa ekwan mu enti so so kwan ne bag red o shanatare red odi chain ato ne nan ne o gira ho na ya ho no back into okọ oba enti obetwa kwan ni mu na ye ba ha se no de aha ye soronko Madina Zongo Junction e ba no discipline e wa ha se a se eye moto se ye hwan no discipline traffic imran ubedi so because usha manim say community police for no ginger ha bebre amu make sure say obi the traffic so me no ka say amotofo be and na ma be jam me de say no amu na one bi say amu be traffic run so say amu ta abesi akono na so che no and so you turn away ojina so chain enya so green or tete cars na speed o mo dey ba enso onu moto no o tete odin tete say enya so pe car nya delay kaka na se wo twam we onim kakra bi aye hu ase a otum say enche na nkoye ba wo ye nu free ma so madina na obi edi ehihye no so wa say apart from nipa ba kum enu bi no ena omo ha adwen kakra ha na so de ehu ha de meka se ni kwa so anu no eye kama discipline wa kasi de bo omo di mra so moto fo no dodo na so di mra so na aha no metu ya ka se because omo say eye community police fo no wa na akwese omo di mra no so but yene de name and shame na yaka say yebe no eno ena ye sa so na name and praise oye papa wa ha oye moto ni ayebe kan sa so na wa ni mra no so a masaji ekoya ngaza campaign de aje ahete a obi a de di so ba boat motor for boat illegal just say ebi mu de camera cho no aha de ebi mu di mra no so ebi mu so ni mra no so omo mu di mra so be bo ma ba so anacho ba be so mo studio na meje mu ha say baby edu di anacho ba awe
na chese red in the so a uyi okada rider nko enko ma hyenkafo pe uchi okada ba mo modern se won so ubejina yemfri madina zongo junction ne mesene konfinfin mantemo kaswa ewutu senya east mensenu emu abrahosem yefri wo ba ene se panyini ba ko nyamfinhie aduasane din ene eye kwabena ben wo ye mesi ni manfo bi susu se nipa bonfo bi akoto ahye de so wo mu awia no wo wia ne ho ne manyina awie no wo mu akuno ya wo gyan ne mu no ato okrodo asutiri mu ya wo kaswa American Tower ya ma ne bofodi echi
Mesin ya ne din ene kwabena ben ya wanya mfie aduasan yi wonum kokohu na mu no ewo kaswa American Town ya ewo Okrudu River enanope ya ma ne boni ene kwame edu atwetwe nkomo a wakire mu se oni ohura yi ene dadan ba komu na no miensa bere ni mu hono ena woka che ne se wokope kuma akwakohia obi a wone no eye adwuma wodi tudwa se ebra wonum frɛ ne se asem se yi ena ato ne nyonko no eya ade e ma ne ho dwiri ne yie na wotwe mienu entem no enipa miensa ene wakum wo mo a watu wonu mamu no ede egu Okrudu ensutine ni mu
me mini kwa na da na ahmachi stere na mse me sora ba ya ti me sora na onna ho na mse na kwa wo yo asoro kwa yin enti me kwa no pe me kwa ya ya me de kwa adwuma na wo yo mo frem se ben obi akoku na tu na mse na ben dan se ahmachi stere ya no so na den na wa oku sa kwa ya wo kuna
no ye de adwuma
oye mesi
enu achiri ena ewutu senya East Mensini Admo Director Kwame Amoa etutu sere nipa bonefo a wodi bone ewo kaso akrodua ni mu se wonu ma ye bia wonyai esan se wonu ma makaso agidin bone dodo
kaso ha ebeka se dimbono ya dos kaso dimbono ya dos intino mesre kaso man ode omuhu ya mobo na omunjai say TROTRO asem na omoye no omunjai
afei assemblyman na owo kaswa American Town electoral area Shadrack Bwachi Adom enso de adesrede to IGP animu se wonyere banbu mu ewo kaswa ne titiriu ene American Town electoral area hono esan se nipa bonefo sem a ekoso wo hono eye agensemu
especially American Town electoral area and areas bi ohonoma e hwa ye hu pa ye besrese police for any municipal assembly no ebeba ye mboa na police for patrol team no etimi anante wo American Town electoral area na amanfo so ehu se we ye kromfo na ba hanom no wanhwe hu yi a police for betimi achill because nya ye hu na no pay ama area ni nyina obi aboto
wankasa no akire no ena wutu senya East Mesni environmental officer Johnson Ludu akire mu se sese emu no wonom ede akwakoto police for emu krabia ya police for eba be hyase aye enhwehwemu
environmental head na ya ready ya chama police for aba be hwe no to aye o mafom die omo ewie o mafom edia afi omo man instruction say yemfa afi petu de yesa aka na yetu aye wafom die se be ya e be try ni copy say ye ne be police morgue
Yenyina sansem yeso ne na ye honya aboafo nkrato emra ye ba dia ka eche ne doso meda se sa wo chen ya no che wa ba fe nsam no dia ka eche me mfanto aso emao kwancherefo panyini abedi echire ede ma adwumaku apa no man mu se won hwe ye kwa ibretu ho nsam so forestry commission no mata kwa ye manu na wo se enua na no ada mpanifo keka wo ho bo ma wotimi dua ye no owa hotoso ye pa se mpanifo behwe ni ye na dua no atumi anyine se de omanfo bi keka se o yetene da ye hu ne da no wo se afide de wo mani akọ pa no ahwe na dua na anyine se be yamfa so die ntia wono mu dua na betuma ba magana.
Deputy Chief Executive Officer was share Forestry Commission so Martha Kwaye menu ekobontoa ewo schools ahodo bi a ewo Western North Mantam mu ekohwe sene enua wode ma wo mu Green Ghana bremu no etimi anyini aduro no ena wode to yamane boni animu se enua schools ahodo na dua ene sene wono mahwe so yie ne die wogidi yie pass enua no ebetimi anyini yie woda na di se botayenti a wonom edi Green Ghana project ne baaye no wonom etimi aduro hu esan se enua dodo a wonom dua enyina ena etimi anyini yi
meka se timopono abem sanse eniani nyina afefe kama na yempanifo nso ene wayefo nso adodo ho kama ebia ni ebe se 2000 ebia 4 pe ana ntumi survive of which yempanifo no edebi ebeko akosemu nso amaye enti Green Ghana project no sector minister no Rebecca se okwadun kese
Martha Kwaye menu esanso toto sere omanfo a wonom ete Western North Mantam mu ni mu se wonom momode ase enua wodua ye no obebo ho ban se ne ebe ya emoa enkonkowe
enua no yedua boya ye ho ban edua siesie ye man mu edua ye Ghana yie nti oye Ghana ni a ye ba pa wo chow empo oye Ghana ni na wote ha ye serew boaye na ye moye enua no eho eban na baby ewu nso oben ho a ma yen forest mpanifo ai wo district mu asonte na yen media bi se anan
enu akire na Western North Regional Forestry Commission Manager Thomas Ochirin so editu dwa say wonu bekoso a abonto a ewo nua hodo woduadua enua yi bie no ama wani akoho se ne be ya bitumi anyini
duma ya ye no ntimi nya ni nyina 100% se ni nyina ebewu but at least percentage do of you see, I am going 90% success or 95 crowd. The Kakrana, I am forestry, free beating up. You buy the fire cheap. Now, you have a team. Ama, you say at least you're 100% complete success. Now, Ajumano, economy. They make sure you be monitor, you be share. The folk will be crazy, we can't yet me who say no more. You better be baby Shannon.
Yan consent fufro emua bebo so mentemuni na rehosam si wadempo ya nipa bonfo koto ehye bullion van no de sikanam so matuo kan nipa mienu posi ni bako ena tememuni Joyce amankwa ne nei Joyce amankwa abusua sensam ha wono mo pa ne sei wochiremu a se de mpanimfo si ba na iko posi ni fie kohwe na wotweda ase wo mokoye no asa Joyce de wonhyada enka nipa ho sasanse omai bu panyini nipa ba akokora ntumi mu anan ma abusua fimpo bubu sase anye bia nhyehyɛ ye ben na abusua ne ye na odi afa Joyce amankwa ho a wode nsam sei atudwa
Ghana Advocacy Group Diaspora Organization any aim Ghana for a call Joyce Amankwa was sure and nkwa e wo ADEDENKPO wa abra nipa bonifo bi ekoto share bullion van so menam so ema police ni ba ko ehwere ne nkwa abusua fie no ena ne kuna ne din ene gamali apew edi tu dwa se efri bra ne yire ehwere ne nkwa ne de ohun ne se bibia yera e wo na bra bomu ene efia na wo no mutimu a ne yire ni wo no edin sunsuan so obone ababegya wo ne wo mamiensa oba no egya ne chire no eso na emum wosi sudua se wodi hu ya opa se aban a police fo ene sikakra bia adwumakuya wono bullion van akonfrenfo eto share so no wayi won ani ama wono mokra police ni a wono so ahwere ne nkwa e wo sa asem kro na mu no wono nkwa e na bakwa akosra wonom ebusua
odofon kan ho afie ni ho a omususa also mini do baby also muju o hwe mi gina ho se mani sofi abani hwe ne wo se wo yese bi onipa bi a wo conscience indident o se said enke to wo be pese be ya ama wono wo so yesa ma wuni ano my disappointed in the government one but so disappointed was our financial institution na yedin CK twam what you say besi na intimate treason mo my disappointed in the police as well justice in all aspects what you say the famra kwan so the fa ankura no yeyom the fa ojama me wachiri the fa ne ma me hwem also mutimi kokore sa de no
Enetre ena Pastor Emmanuel Wusu ya oye abusuan kasamafo editu dwa se kitansabo som ye toso aduonu nan e wa fempinu ene aduonu ba akomu ena wono be maame ye yie akra na chi kura e wo ADEDENKPO
no kra yeguso yegu ntoto yeso a se nyankopon ya domo a eye 24th of this month eye Saturday week ena ye be kopene krabre enti abusuan egu entotoye so se ye be kra ye nuanachi krakra
wo mokasa no akire no ena Gladys Baini ya wo ye panyimpa wo da aim Ghana ano akire mu se
si anu de ye plan se ye be bie education fund amankola no enti no ye guso ye hu adwuma se ye wi a ye de account ne betudwa se ne be ye obi owombo abi ode mankola no ode betum enen so ye de mu kakra enyama nketenkete bi ebrom na eye ne nsudu nsu a ye be sanso aba na emwo abi a ho bi de ba besu abusuan mu na omode akra ye mame achi kra
Yemfri ADEDENKPO na yenko yepo yemantam no emu swafo abede eche yo no eno hwensase ni mu adodode ensam so Benito Owusu bio apa onipa aduasa enkron eku a womo na akwapo yemantam wo ba begina Lands Commission no anemwo so wonhwe ne nsase ho nsam ne ho ntotoye de galamsefo adi ase no ni yiye ye besa ye kamanyina no bono mo hwe no wontoto
Wafo abedi echu a wohwe ensase ho nsam so Benito Owusu bio akọ epoye mantam a empanyimfo a wondodo eye aduasan kono wakoyi won achra sisi adade wobehwe ensase ho nsam ewo epoye mantam honom na ebra wokoye nhyiamu enode ato empanyimfo yi animu se wonhwe se obetimi aye adwuma na ensem biara efa asase ho nsam no obema omanfo ehu afesu sede empuntuo ene adwadie ho nsam ebekoyi wo ho no eno nso wonhwe se ni nyinada omanfo a wo epoye mantam no benya nenya eno nko wonhwe se woni enyumanyuma ene mpanyimfo a wowo epoye mantam honom no ebeka won ho abomu na galamse ku a aban ahya ase no obetime de won ho ahye sa okunim na ni nyina eto atwa ewo honom
so wotu no hifa no wosai asase etini nyina no ye kase wo mo ne titru eye aban bafo eye police fo ne soldier fo ne regional administration no na womu ina nkambom ene yahemfo nkambom na yehwe kwan ya wombetimi aboa ye ministry no ama yetimi de galamsey adwuma no aba ano abrasi
wakasa wiye ena oswafo hwe epoye mantam so set kwame echampon ede ensembi eku akwamu efa okwan aga na ban ebefa so ahwe se ensase ho nsem ewo Ghana no ebetimi atoto yi
administration regime in the country, I dare say, is bedeviled with challenges. And it is the desire of government, and here, to be more specific, the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, to support the Lands Commission to deal with these bottlenecks and by so doing to make land transactions easy to deal with.
And defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana.
Jumedie sonko akoso na jumedie no ase no na ye liver for na wonom airpa osamena foforo ho wo mo airpa ho ntoma geisha black soap eni geisha moringa soap na jumedie no ase no na so afa be de che wono na wo hwe dwadie ni mfididwuma ho nsam so Michael Ochebefi se Ghana bani swadi hunu se wodi sikabotene be so nwuma nkuma eni mpo akase a opese obi adwuma na wo fa mabu na dwuma mu no se ni swadi hunu no guso a wo hono a wo mo ye ne sa pepe
Ebra eye Unilever Ghana epa won samna foforo crowd eba edwaman so anidin eni geisha black soap eni geisha moringa soap ena osoafa be de atwa wo hwe enwuma so Michael Ochebefi edeto Adom Kasee enum se de wani edi enwumanwuma achi ewo Ghana no wo koso ada ahwe se Ghana ban ebeboa enwumanwuma ni titiru enwuma isusa no na wo kire mu se COVID-19 mu ena obo wo homoden se wone eku a wondin ene Ghana Enterprise Agency beka bomu na enwumaku a wonadwuma egu no wodi sika ahyem na sesi ada oguso eye ne san
mejiri se ye fiase ewo omo a omo ye nsa na odwuma kakra ewo small scale meka kitinkiti a enso pa no ministry no edin share by unse covid by no covid my company be break conform our mahode no na enso ni aban through Ghana Enterprise Agency ede enima baya ye bo musika from dia pagya omunyuma amakoso ene World Bank ene Ministry of Trade and Industry aye implementing agency ene Ghana Enterprise Agency almost abebiu asabeboa omo ye omo adwuma so de be ebetibi amom sika bi nom de hyem amom nyuma na koso enti aban eni edi achiripa enye Unilever nkwana aban epese because Unilever de omo ne ya ne tiasa na aban so amom support bia omuhia na yebeko so amom support sa na ya encourage omo so a omo ba up say omo hwe de Unilever aye na omo nya na efa mo Ghana mpuntu ni Ghana nkoso
Emilia Amwa enoye channel and category manager personal care awo Unilever ne bro ne Adom Kasee ekasafa won samana wode aba edwasi wode nsem bi enetu da efa geisha black soap eni geisha moringa soap no ehu
ya share trend no ya follow trend no ye nim de eko. This is a heightened moment. Obia can about anti-bleaching, anti-toning, any idea. Inti yesha usi Miss V, ewa hase, okan about natural things. Yawa rabito, doctor, or waha, or sinkofo bebre, eba, almost say almost skin no. Yes, you believe in natural. Inti yes, this is the time, this is the moment. Ye timid introduce a natural range na, and that's a variant na. Ebetimi aboa ama ye Ghanaians koko tuntumo shiny, glowing, soft-looking skin bia no obetimi ye UCB na onuswe achieve the person onya bia on skin.
Afe yan concern for emua star 787 hash we no ayagura wonni moka wucha ne se wudie we no se NL 4 kra no ama wo mutubi krata che se ne loto ye bia na wucha na nipa ba kwa wanya mfishia aduonum enkro no kra no owo ha wo ne nan ho ache se wo ye orthopedic patient na me no ka se de sikabotina watumi adi no ano odin papa 543,000 jackpot wodem no se ebeboa ne pa san so no ko de doctor fo ka sika ne se somu ane se wodi kotua ne ka
upon your boy Steven will be our da ya rempa so na ene ti ayeye amanedi loto adwuma eku a wodi wonjuma efa star 787 hash so when sika esom Ghana cedi no 543,000 asisi ada wode etuja se sika ebeboa no ewo akonua sanyina so na loto adwuma eku yi ekọ sunyane ewo bono mantemu ene di sika ekohye wore yinse ebra wone Adom Kasee ekasa ensem bia wodan na di eni.
Till last Saturday, Mohona SMS message said me winner of the jackpot of 433,000 Ghana cedis and 20,000 cedis in addition. Say wow! In fact, and me shout to ma, or mama had to be cry. It be some why? Because position cramming room CC no. My develop here my spine. Spine no. One of the operations are very expensive. This is the third time. For the past almost 3 years, me mother, because of that, yarinti. Ska machine where yari we honon and never be bra machine my life, metimenya, Bibi de ahye anan mu na aseda ene de manyame. Mishi obi ankran se obi a uye bibia no kosoye na bohompaye. O chefa na omu bia megidi se nya
Opanyimpa a head of customer experience e wo loto edwumayekuo nim Richard Akotobanfo e de bia woka e fa sa ensemi ho ani.
Kopon e de be ma.
And there you will win you buy you represent a check price of 453,000 Ghana cedis to Mr. Opon Yeboah. This Saturday, Sika Yeshwenim a 100,000 Ghana cedis jackpot value. This can be your moment as well. You only need to be phone, no dial *787 hash. Now so Bobby here, tickets back for 5 Ghana cedis pay. You equally have a chance to play more, so you can also win more. And to take the chance now. The address one you need to Kasee. Na just I don't know Basile means to me the mo na channel manager Adom TV e pa kwasi akono no so on say Adom TV ayen satraye we dwumade men kan news adwumade na the bro 6:30 say about 6 we are na jana to aso 7 kakra say na twetwe nkomo asade satraye ne kono ye hwe bibra
iti judo rebe our 19th July no yen Kasee no ye shase 6 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Nonsia.
Pepe
ne ashase.
Yen twen men pe musa kane no bio.
Debi.
Ajo. E na den bio.
Onu fiwa. Dwumedi bia obia kan wasem. Gofo wenwa gudo. Wo friend Jana. Sati wasem.
Ai, Martin.
Yen Jana na ye yi no be 7:30 dey. That's not no so aba.
Oh, okay.
Na yim kakra.
Eno so be she.
No so.
Tu hwe Kasee na se yasem kina no wie ye na no. Na Jana ne de so ba wakwan.
Na de so.
I see.
7 pepe na
e za hye. Na no so akọ wie reben.
Ono so be wie 8 na wotwe.
Nti 8 na chi no.
8 no. Na yase there. Mesma wo su there. Yen supporters. Na yen clients. One adverter wodo bua he na o ma yetumpon no. Abedo so kakra ni nti no. Ama time no onso
no hwe kakra na advert ni twagu
na ho aka ye tei ya fa ya twro.
Oh, okay.
Nti no say yanka de ye hu ad sesia no chede ye mpem anasem anade ye ndi ya asem do. Nti ni ye je fufu bi kra reba. Fufu no onken su da.
Na chese pa kwasi akono no eno ye channel manager de ma Adom TV abusua ye de nsem wasi me de asese o hwe me ye hye nso se mama G Empire wo Instagram no ena hye matare wo hia me aya no afre me anoche wa aba ajwa se o display ne ka ho a meje so fire for fire it was